Okay, let's call to order. Folks, we are calling to order the meeting of the Civil Service Merit Board for March 11, 2026. And let me go around and call the roll. Say Jay Roberts is here, Stephanie is here, Scott is here, and I'm here. So we have a quorum. And we will start. First item is the approval of the minutes of the meeting held on Wednesday, January 14th. We did not have a February meeting. Do I have a motion? Motion. Second. Any discussion? Motion second. All in favor of approving the meeting minutes, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. The minutes are approved. The next is the staff report. Let's see.
I've got a lot of good things to talk about today.
Yeah.
First is our update for our Oracle cloud transition. The go live date will be sometime during the week of March 23rd. We'll have a 2-week posting pause to go through the transition. So what we're doing is all the jobs we have posted right now come down on the 13th. And we can continue to process those in our old system. But new jobs we won't be able to post until March 30th. And that's when we'll put our continuous postings back up. And that's when we hope to be in the new system. So right now we're just working on our processes and preparing for that move to Oracle Cloud. But we're really excited about it. The next thing is we've completed our update on our police oral board exams. We've been working on that for a while. We still have to get the police department to come and review those. We just got them about a week ago, so we're excited to have those done. We've got firefighter recruit posted. It closes today, so if you know anybody, we're still taking applications for that. Right now we've got 285 applications, and we started testing yesterday. So again, that'll close today, and we will continue processing all of them because they will be in the old system. And I did want to mention the firefighter recruit performance test. Last week, we've been working on this for several years, and last week, we started working on the new firefighter recruit physical performance test. And just to give you some history on that, the test we use now is 3 components, and it's a machine deadlift, and then they do sit-ups or crunches, and then we have a stabilizer where it measures their balance. But what we're going to move to is an obstacle course, which actually has all the components of what they'll actually do in the job. And so some of those will be, they'll do a stair climb, a ladder carry, a simulated victim rescue, a hose drag, ladder climb, and then a confined space simulation. So we ran a lot of our current firefighters through that last week. And our vendor that's creating the test was there, and they'll come up with the cutoff time. But we're really excited about this, and the fire department is really excited about it too. They really think it's going to help them a lot going forward. So that was one of the big projects that we've been working on. I also included the status report. We added a couple of categories, but we are going to be updating that. And we're going to be combining with HR, and we're going to start tracking our whole processes all the way through. So I'll bring you a copy of that next time once we get that started so you can see it. The next thing I have is our budget. This first page that has the blue on it. This is our projected budget for the next fiscal year, and we didn't make any changes, so it's just as it was last year. And then behind that, I added our budget expense report of what we've spent up to this point. And we did have some extra projects this year. Like I said, the police oral boards and then the performance test. And then we also purchased online proctoring for our eSkill testing platform. So that was kind of some extra expenses that we had this year. And our status for our current grievances is we still have one ongoing grievance and we have 2 ongoing appeals. And I think that's all I have. If anybody has any questions.
Do you got any questions? Very good, thank you. Now we have the report from HR. Let's see.
Yes, that would
Here you are.
be me.
See, there you are.
Where should I come? Right
You
here?
come right there, and we appreciate, again, working with you in
Yes.
HR. Great team you have.
And let me tell you what rock stars you have in your department, okay? In civil service, you all know that already, but she minimized the role that I think civil services played in this Oracle rollout. The conversion is quite a task, and HR and civil service have both been very involved in that. And Laura has kind of led that charge, and we've done roadshow trainings where we've gone on site. I say we, mainly my team, and Laura, and then Missy. But they've done a great job of putting themselves out there, making sure all of our employees understand many of these changes. A couple of other things we've had going on. Missy mentioned the onboarding meetings. We just came from one today. Chad Webb is who HR reports to under Grant. He's under the mayor. But he's really looking at our entire onboarding and our orientation process and how we can do things better, more effective, and more efficient. So it's been exciting to have that dialogue and to see how we can better keep civil service involved or in the loop when we know about new hires or promotional things more, probably sooner than maybe we've done in the past. They did a phenomenal job too at the Firefighter Expo. I think this has gone on for the second year now that the Knoxville Fire Department does an expo at the Expo Center. And where it's every apparatus you might see, and they have fire recruiters where they have applicants come in to find out about applying. That particular day, there were 61 people that came to the expo, and 90 people who filled out an application saying they want some more information. But it was great. Laura and the rest of the team were there. And so it was funny watching Kent, he was motioning for people to come over and talk about the opportunities. So they really did a great job of reaching out, helping people. The whole team again was there, helping them complete an actual application. So I think that was great to see and very appreciated by the fire department. They shared. We have a day of service coming, more news to follow. But just wanted to mention it to you all, and that is where we will be providing our city employees 8 hours of volunteer leave that they can do during that particular calendar year. So we are really excited about that. We're working directly with United Way on the platform that we'll be utilizing. Had a KFD and a KPD graduations. So a lot of work goes into that, but we had about 18 graduate from the Fire Academy, and then I think 20-something from the Police Academy. So that was exciting to see. HR budget request. Again, I just thought, what would you all want to know about? And so you all are a critical part of the city, so my thoughts going forward is I'm just going to update you on what's going on HR. Unless I hear from you otherwise, and you say we don't need to know that information. But our budget request in the HR department, we budgeted 4 particular areas. One being our performance pay. Our performance pay is currently budgeted at 0.5%, and that is for non-uniformed. It's for general government employees. And performance pay is where supervisor, department head may say, they've gone above and beyond the call of duty and they want to grant them either a bonus or an increase in their pay of that 0.5%. We've requested that be increased to 1%. Again, these are just our asks. We don't know that we'll get them, but that's one of our 4 asks that we made from the department. The second ask that we made is, as per required with our charter, we have the opportunity every 5 years to do a full-blown compensation study. And so we have budgeted for that request to do that this upcoming year. And along with the compensation study, also look at our position descriptions. The third thing we are doing is we are going to be taking on, we being HR, we've asked for additional funds to take on additional background checks for the athletics, the athletic officials in Park and Rec. Currently, HR handles background checks through an outside vendor, of course, for general government. Uniformed has it and handles it on their own. So Park and Rec said, hey, we feel like we'd like for you all to do it. And we said from a risk perspective, absolutely, we would love to do that. So Anderson, that'll make you happy. And then we've also requested that we fund the MAG study. If you'll remember, the compensation plan that was previously done, the vendor was MAG. And they said that they recommended for 3 years that we fund the increases for general government and uniformed in the manner they outlined. We've requested that we do that an additional 4th year. So, again, we hope we will get that. Another item we're doing is a longevity study. We've had the same longevity pay plan in place, glad you're sitting down, since 1979. And so our employees can earn that, I just lost it, is it $10 a month? Yeah, $10 a month. An additional $10 a month up to $120 a year, and it caps out at $2,400. We feel like there's a real opportunity to look at changing that, hopefully increasing that or making it more relevant to our employees. So we've chosen a vendor, which is MGT, that was passed by council. And so we will be meeting with that vendor hopefully soon and start that process, which will take a couple of months. And our ultimate goal is that we will get from them their recommendations regarding what we do on our longevity pay. Doesn't mean that we will be prepared to implement it right away, but we will at least have that information. And then probably in conjunction with our compensation study, tackle both of those at the same time. And then the final thing I'll just mention is an employee engagement survey. A team of our folks went to Harvard back in the fall. Dr. Drummond was part of that team. And the one project that we determined as a city we need to do is develop and facilitate an employee engagement survey. Our numbers in regards to turnover citywide have decreased, yet in some departments that's not necessarily the case. And what we want to determine is what is going on with our employees. What suggestions do they have in regards to what we can do better, changes we need to make. So we are going to be establishing, we're actually meeting in a couple of weeks. David Brace is part of that team. And we're going to be recruiting and coming up with an employee engagement committee to help with this and ultimately help with the survey and then roll that out. So we've been busy and we've been, again, busy partnering with civil service and really excited about that.
One, I guess, brief question for UMSC. So we've had, the integration of the creation of HR a few years ago, and now we have, new leadership in both HR and civil service. We've had the rules changes we need to make in civil service to get all that. Are you feeling that everything is now working smoothly? Are there any parts that still need to be smoothed out, or is it very clear who does what and how and where employees go for what function and that kind of thing. I think we dealt at great length with all that in our rules and stuff like that. Are we ready to declare victory on all that? for now?
I mean, I feel like we are. If not, we're really close.
Yeah,
Well, some of which might, you never know.
yeah,
Something
and I
like
don't know, any of my team
Yeah,
wants
how
to
do y'all
speak to
feel?
that, but do you all feel like it's clear as far as our employees are concerned?
As
whether
far
they go
as,
to-
yeah,
who do they go to?
internally, in terms of the two offices and the employees of both civil service and HR, but also two employees, to people who are employed by the city that they know, you think, where is it clear where I go? When do I go to HR and when do I go to civil service? I wanted to make sure that was clear.
I think it's continued to become more clear over time. I also think we're continuing to work even better together than we ever have. And so when there's always going to be pieces, right, where our worlds kind of overlap. But I think that we've done a really fantastic job over the last year, or more, really trying to partner each of the departments together. So even in those circumstances where it might be a little blurry still of who's doing what, I think our teams have worked really fabulously together to get employees what they need.
Right, I had heard some apprehension among some employees during this whole shift that came just directly to me in this role. And I will have to say, I haven't heard a thing in weeks, months probably. So I compliment you all for, working together and making and everything we did in Anderson with law to make everything clear as we put together the processes that employees have to consult when they engage in either a question or a concern that they have they don't wish to be brought up. Great, well, I know something may come up, but thanks to both of y'all for your
Well, thank
leadership
you.
and for the staff, all the staff.
Yeah.
Three real quick questions. What's the HR's overall budget? I think I know the answer to this, but why is it called longevity plan? And then the results of the engagement survey, are you just gonna keep those or will we be privy to any of that?
So your first question, our overall budget, I don't know that off the top of my head. Do you know it, Christy, or Boyce?
No.
I know our budget request, we requested $400,000 on the comp study, $20,000 for the additional background checks.
That's all in addition to whatever.
Yes,
Gotcha.
that's right.
The budget is online though, right, boys?
Oh, okay. And then I'm sorry, then your other two questions?
Longevity,
Yeah, what about
why is it
longevity?
called longevity?
Longevity, it's
Longer you hear
it's
the more
based on your, that's a great question, yes, based on your years of service. So you start receiving the longevity pay at year four. At year
And
four.
it's still $10. You're saying $10 doesn't buy you quite what it did.
It's $10 a month you get.
Per
That's
year.
right, per year.
So you max out at 2,400 a year if you've been here,
The full
amount. And so, I mean, it's noticeable, but it's again, in dollars or $1979.
Yes, well, and it's in your paycheck regularly. When I was with MTS, we did surveys on what other municipalities did for longevity pay. And the most successful ones, in my opinion, were the ones that paid out quarterly or twice a year bonuses. I mean, it requires, boys is probably like, oh, don't go there, Vince. But, it was a bigger bang for your buck because the employees could actually see that and understand that. When I
UT
worked
is
at,
once a year,
yeah, at UT, I got it once a year.
once a year.
And I got it, it was funny, year 4, I get like this $300 check, and I'm like, what is this for? Because they had not communicated I would be receiving that, imagine that.
Survival pay.
Yeah.
And you had another question?
Engagement survey results.
Yes, yeah, our plan will be, we will share that with all employees. And my hesitation about doing any kind of employee engagement survey is the expectation that you create with individuals. If you ask questions about what's going on, there's that expectation that you're going to fix whatever they say. We will be very transparent and forthcoming with that information with all of our employees, and then particularly in determining what items we feel like we need to address as a result of feedback.
Any other questions?
I'm sorry, I double checked on our budget and I'm seeing that it's 1.5 million roughly.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Okay, now we have some unfinished business here that is blank, so we'll go to new business. And that item 4, request by Information Systems Department to exempt from civil service the temporary part-time position of administrative assistant until 12/31/2026.
Just to give you a little background on what's happening here, our 311 call center is moving to information systems. It has been in the mayor's office, under the mayor's office departments. So all those are already exempt. So these jobs that are moving from 311, like this temporary part-time one, would need to have another exemption because it's moving to information systems. So this one is actually dependent on, I don't necessarily think it's a grant that they have. I don't think Russ is here. But it's dependent on some kind of contract that they have that will expire 12/31/26. So that's why they're asking for that one to move to information systems, to keep that one.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, we have a motion to approve item 4.
So,
Okay, any discussion? Okay, item 4, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it, and item 4 passes. Now we have another, item 5 is another request by Information Systems, the position of planning and operations management. Did I take it as to the same?
It is moving to IT as well, and this one will likely be the person that will be over the call center when Russ, who's the director, retires. And so they would like for it to remain exempt from civil service. So that's what they were asking
Do you have any concern?
for this one. I don't, Russell's is gonna be here to answer any questions that, they have. I think that they're wanting it to be exempt because it will be the person over, the call center like he was. Or he still is until he leaves in a year.
All right, any other questions?
so his retirement date is set.
Yes.
All right, do we have a motion on item 5?
So,
Okay, motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of approving item 5, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Approved. Against, no. Ayes have it. Okay, item 6, request by Financial Treasury to exempt from civil service the temporary part-time position of administrative assistant for future temporary hires as needed. Sir Evans is here. Sir, can you address that?
This position will work on cash management, bank reconciliation. It doesn't necessarily take you 40 hours a week every week and stuff like that to do that.
Temporary.
But it just so happens that we have a person who's very qualified to do it and is looking for just part-time work because this will be his second career, for you. So that's about it.
Now, is this something that you find is suitable from your perspective? Okay. We have any other, well, let's have a motion. Do we have a motion on item 6? Okay, do we have any further discussion or questions on item 6? Okay, all those in favor of item 6, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. None heard. The item passes as well. So now we're at other businesses. Anything else here that we need to address? Anybody has? Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn. Well done.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of adjourning, indicate by saying aye. Aye. I don't think we really know.
it is, it really is.
Okay, thank you.
My nose is sweating.
All those in favor.